Welcome to the video. My name is Brennan. Today we're going to talk about moments. So the first thing on the list today is do a workout. Second thing is to head over to Ben and Jesse's to figure out some ALA stuff. We're not recording anything today. Planning everything out as far as the track listing, what we need to record next. There's a long process, probably about 5-6 months worth of work to do. So we're planning everything out today to really get a good idea. The third thing is going to be meeting for Sparrow. We've got a lot of stuff that we want to figure out to really hit the ground running for 2021. We've got a lot of people kind of joining the team to help with everything to really grow it into what it needs to be. The fourth thing is going to be a podcast episode, which we haven't really shown on this channel at all yet. So I'm really excited to show you guys a little bit about what the podcast is and what we do. Let's get started.
Coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again, state your name, been dope on flame, I just switched the lanes, damn he did it again, I just flipped the pain, stripping and dipping in bass, slab on everything, swimming you sinking away, cause I got big racks coming, I put my low racks on it, I ain't skip past losses, I had to get back off it, see the fit lab on it until they whip my coffin, money clip I tossed it, I heard it's big bags on big bags on big bags coming, coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB.
So we're currently waiting for Ben to get here. He's bringing Jacob to talk Sparrow things, everything, planning for the next year and the rest of this year into next year, what we're wanting to do moving forward with everything, what we're wanting to focus on and all that good stuff. But what I wanted to talk about today is more of with the podcast itself and the tagline Moment Makers. So the podcast is the Moment Makers podcast. It started back almost a year ago to the day. The first episode we released was on December 4th of 2019. And it was me and a buddy that I had as a roommate when I lived here once before. Long story short, me and him just kind of parted ways. I stuck with it, kept wanting to do stuff with it. He had other plans that he just felt like he couldn't continue on with anything. So I kept pushing through, and what it kind of started out was a mental health awareness focus. It was focused on giving tools and tips for mental health because that's kind of the roots of what Sparrow was. But that's not really who I am anymore, and that's not really what the brand represents. There's still a portion of that, don't get me wrong. But really what it's focused around and what the Makers of the Moment tag and Moment Makers podcast and all of it kind of encompasses is essentially just that, being a maker of the moment. And what I mean by that is doing the best with the cards you're dealt. Let me elaborate. Doing the best with the cards you're dealt, it really just signifies making the best of your situation you're in. I was listening to a podcast today. It was from Matt Vincent. It's the So podcast. I highly recommend it. But he was talking to somebody, I don't even know what they were talking about, but they were talking about his clothing brand, and it's Hate Brand. And his whole philosophy is you have to hate yourself enough to be better than you were yesterday. It's something to that effect. He said something that was really profound to me, is that you're not a fucking martyr for living a miserable life. And it really stuck out to me. Because a lot of people will be content with complaining about the life they have instead of making the best of the life they have. And instead of really pushing to make every moment matter or count. And that's kind of where the Moment Makers philosophy comes from, is really being a maker of the moment. Now that's not always what it was. Sparrow really started out as a hope brand to raise awareness for mental health, and there's still an aspect to that, but the focus now is really just making the best of your life, because we're only given one. We only have one shot at this life that we're living, so we might as well make the best of the situations we're in. And if we're not happy with it, then change the situations we're in to be happy with it. So that's what I wanted to kind of share, kind of the podcast itself and kind of where that tagline comes from. We're still waiting for Ben and Jacob to get here, so we'll see you guys when we start talking about the podcast. So we had a change of plans. I'm heading to Ben's now to go over everything Sparrow and then record the podcast there. So show you guys what we're getting into there. So we were about to start the podcast. I got Ben here with me.
Hey guys.
But we're about to start.
Welcome back to the Moment Makers podcast.
Moment Makers Podcast. And now we're here and we're talking about Elvis Costello.
Oh, the icebergs happened.
We got the
all you
iceberg on the
listeners out
TV,
there.
ladies and gentlemen. For those at home that cannot see, again, because we do not record this podcast for video, I just wanted to do cool shit.
Cool shit.
That's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Because it's cool.
It's fun to do cool shit.
It is.
The guy who wrote it while he was dying of cancer. Like he dealt with his own mortality, died shortly after writing the album. It is my favorite album because of that reason. That is something that is his. Do not ask. So, finished recording the podcast. Really great episode. If you want to listen to it, I've got a link, first link in the description below. We'll get you to that episode wherever you stream podcasts. We did not get the opportunity to go over as much Sparrow stuff as we wanted to. We did talk about a product that we're getting ready to launch here soon that we're really excited for, that we'll have more information about here soon. So we got a little bit of that accomplished. Did not plan anything out as far as the raising awareness stuff that we were originally wanting to do. Overall, it was a good episode for the podcast. Got a lot done with the planning side of some of the Sparrow stuff. So overall, success. That's going to wrap up this video, guys. If you liked what you saw, leave a like for me. Greatly helps out my channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see, what you liked, what you didn't like. Overall, the podcast was really great. Again, first link in the description will get you to that wherever you stream podcasts. It's really one that I am very proud of. So if you take a chance to just give it a listen, I would greatly appreciate it. We'll see you guys in the next one.
About the frogs turning gay and the salamanders misogynist and the globalists. They're turning the fucking frogs gay. They're turning the frog.